Hello and welcome to Championship Chatter here on Pitch Football. As always, I'm Jonny.
And I'm Jonno.
And this week,
we'll be looking back on the results from the past week.
We're going to be getting fan opinions.
We're going to have a discussion about the fight for promotion.
And relegation. Jonno, we'll jump straight into it because if you look at some of the standout results from this week, there has been some shockers.
Yeah, it's been a fun-filled Championship fixture list, hasn't it? I keep saying it, anybody can beat anybody in this league and it's proving it.
I'm going to put my Blades cap straight on.
Well, you can't not really. It's a brilliant result.
Oh, I picked up the pen again. We look at it. Ex-gaffer never usually turns out well for any club when they come to visit. Promotion rival. We've just lost. A lot of players are injured. Fatigue is catching up and we win 4-1. How?
I don't know. I was shocked as well. Couldn't believe it. I said a draw. I'd have took a draw. I thought Chris Wilder would have got his team well up for it. And they looked very lacklustre and they were a very poor side.
They were. And they've been moaning about their away form. And when you look at their away form, it is bad. They are struggling away from home big style. But I thought that would be the game where he'd have them up for it, he'd have them firing on all cylinders, and they would come at us wave after wave after wave, and it never materialised.
Agent Chris Wilder.
Do you think that our players had a bit between the teeth? Not just because of the Chris Wilder effect, but to bounce back from Forest?
Forest were a bit disappointing. Obviously, to concede it last minute is never nice.
No.
Yeah. The point to prove, I think Wales against Wilder.
You think?
I do, yeah. I think they were well up for it. I mean, even Norwood, he run his socks off, and some of the challenges he put in, and to win it in final third there as well, it's not like him.
I thought looking at that game, Chris Wilder, knowing Ollie Norwood, would have 3 players on him and bully him all game and take him out of game.
We all said that in pub before, didn't we?
Ollie Norwood with a bully all game.
Yeah.
Crunching challenges, fighting like I've never seen him fight. He looked like an heavyweight rather than his usual lightweight, flicky self. He worked just out to cause problems all game, and it worked.
Yeah, brilliant display from him.
Mitrovic is a single striker who just stands out in a team of good players, but just stands out on his own. As a combination, can you name me a more deadly duo than Gibbs-White and Billy Sharp?
Not at the moment, nope.
No. And just to finish off our little Blades biasness, Morgan Gibbs-White, goal of the season. Don't agree, fight me. It just were. Just were.
Well, although we had a spectacular one other week with Baldock, but
this one tops it.
It was just so
filth.
It was pure filth.
And that should have been on Pornhub.
I think someone's probably put it on already.
Another one that stands out. I spent all last week sucking off Luton's manager. He's done it again. He's done it again.
Against a decent Coventry side, who we play next as well, so...
It is a Coventry side that is, I don't want to say second world alike, but they're dependable. You know you're going to get a game out of them. And Luton just keep surprising everybody, nicking wins here and there, and they're back in top 6 again.
I know. It's like under the radar thing as well. People just don't expect him to be there.
No.
I couldn't believe it. Other week when I actually saw him in top 6, it was just fair play to him, doing really well.
We can't not talk about it. Derby won.
Great result. Well done, Derby.
I were at that game. You can see some of the reactions on the Pitch Football app and socials. Go check it out after you've watched this. But I went down to Derby, and the 2 different vibes I got were Derby fans, the ones that were alright, were having a chat, and they are happy with the football they play. They're happy with the management. And they're behind the team to an extent where there's a sort of like a siege mentality. The world is against them and they'll fight week in, week out. Barnsley fans, they seem to have resigned themselves to relegation. And you can understand why, but if the fight's not there off the field, is it going to be there on the pitch?
You interviewed someone who went at half time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Half time against a relegation battle that could be turned around. Yeah. It's happened before. It was a bit strange.
2-0 down, if it were 4-0 maybe, but 2-0 down at half time. If you get in there and get behind your team, I know you might not make a difference, but at least stay and give it a go. Back your team to try and at least fight for it. If you
don't believe, then you can't expect your players to believe.
No, not at all. And I was disappointed with that. Some of the Barnsley lads I let down. They were really good lads, but they were a sense of melancholy. They just had enough. And if the fans are like that, the players aren't going to be up for it. And 2-0, I'm going to say it, I think it flattered Derby a little bit. Not because Barnsley had any fight in them, not because Derby weren't going for it. I just think that it flattered them because they don't look that good going forward in the final third.
Well, no, but obviously you've got Revel Morrison who scored both goals. Is this reigniting his career?
No. End of story. Next.
Ooh.
Next. No,
he was playing with a smile on his face, which is not something you usually see.
He's playing on a smile on his face with a club that's not paying him in a relegation battle. I think that says more about his temperament than what else. He needs to have his ego stroked. That's what Revel Morrison likes. And that's not what he's had since he's failed everywhere. And he's not been a massive hit here. He has odd a 2 good game. If not for Tom Lawrence, you'd call him Derby nil.
Yeah. He's missed that strike partner, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So, but you never know if it comes good.
Watching the game back, again, Tom Lawrence is there, he pulls people out of position, he scores goals, and he is the key man for Derby. And if they are going to stay up, they've got to hope that in the next few games he stays fit and nothing happens to him.
If not, they don't stay up, he'll be gone anyway at the end of the season, won't he?
100%. Do you think he'd stay and fight in League One, Tom Lawrence? You think he'll just be straight out?
There's not much else left in football.
No, very true. Another standout result for me, and a bit of a strange result this one. Preston 2, Bournemouth 1.
Bournemouth on a little wobble. Oh, you got goals from Archer and Jakobsen for Preston.
I know. They're still not in relegation zone though, are they, Bournemouth, Jonno?
No, they're not. But if they come out of that top till, they'll feel like they are.
Yeah. Look, that
They've been here
is
all
a great
season,
point.
and they're just having a little wobble at the wrong time at season. They're getting a bit nervous because his Huddersfield catching up. I'll put ourselves in their way, putting pressure on them. They are, you never know.
Leeds of the South.
Leeds of the South, battle jobs.
I'm looking at them, and it surprises me because they've got as much quality in that team as Fulham. If you look at them with a comparison of what they've done previously, there's enough key players in there to rival Fulham. But they're just not. And like you said, they're having wobbles at the wrong times all the time. If people had been more consistent below them, they'd have been 5th or 6th this season.
I think they're managerial at the beginning of the season. That's why I thought they'd have a bad season, to be honest with you. I know they have got the quality, but it's a new management and a new way of playing, and I don't rate to Scott Parker.
Yeah, it's Scott Parker. Objectively, just like Rooney, I didn't think it was a good appointment, but like Rooney, I think he's doing well. He's just not setting world alight, is he?
No.
There's
not
too
the
many
most
wobbles.
joyous to watch, but they have been grinding out some decent victories, and that's why they're up there. But could this be the start of their downfall?
Obviously, there's plenty of other teams fighting for those playoff spots. One of them, we beat 4-1 the other day. Sorry to bring it up again. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Come on, you Red White Wizards!
What the score again?
Don't know. But anyway, we'll stop gloating now. I'm going to cut to Middlesbrough fan Jonny from the Boro Breakdown.
Hello guys, Jonny from the Boro Breakdown podcast, giving you a preview of Boro's game against Millwall on Saturday at the Den. Another massive game for Boro as well, following the defeat against Sheffield United on Tuesday night. Sheffield United were by far the better team, all over the pitch, man for man, and thoroughly deserved the victory against the Boro. And I think for Boro, it was just an off night, no real crisp passing. I felt like it was a collective team off night. And Chris Wilder will probably get a reaction from them on Saturday. It's going to be a really difficult game. Millwall, good side, physical, direct. I think Jed Wallace and that number 10 role caused a lot of problems, and also Jay Cooper at centre half. I think him at set pieces may cause a couple of issues as well. But overall, I think we can go in this game quite confident. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get the win, or at least a point, just to try and keep those playoff hopes alive this season. I appreciate there's a long way to go, but Middlesbrough's next 6 or 7 games are pretty massive for us, and they will dictate our season. It's not the end of the world if we don't go up, though. We are still building a project under Chris Wilder, and results this season are definitely a bonus either way. So for that reason, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win at Millwall. I think we'll get ourselves back on track, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we start getting the playoffs once again. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Now, going back to obviously the result we mentioned, I'm going to go back into talking about Luton, because I want to know, do you think they can keep it going? Do you think they can be that dark horse in the playoffs?
You know what I'm like with predictions, but I can't see it.
Can't you?
No, I just can't see it. They deserve to be up there where they are.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
I don't know. I feel a bit like a twat saying it, but I just don't think they're big enough to stay up there.
But that's such a daft way of looking at it.
I don't mean the club size. I think the squad size and the quality, I just can't see them winning when it counts.
Did we not say the same about Bournemouth before they went to Premier League?
I didn't.
We said it when they went to Championship, didn't we? Because we were in the same division as them, fighting that way. We just didn't think they had it in them to be anything special. And I don't want to say special, but they got to the Premier League, they were the little club that could. Luton, to me, is more like a Burnley. They go up, they could surprise a lot of people and be that team that just scrapes it out every season.
I don't know. I couldn't see that.
Really?
I mean, if United got... Obviously, hypothetically, if United got second, I would love Luton to go quiet playoffs.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, definitely.
I'm just saying, all I'm going to say is Luton could be the new Burnley. Is the Premier League big enough for two Burnleys?
Definitely not.
Is the Premier League big enough for a Luton and a Burnley? I think they
could be leapfrogging, actually.
That's a very good point. It sounds really disrespectful because Burnley's been in the Premier League for a long time now. Fan base wise, stature wise, they're very similar clubs, apart from one's up north and one's down south.
We prefer the Norths.
We've seen plenty of clubs do it, haven't we? Just come out of nowhere and just pip everybody, upset a lot of the more established, better supported teams in numbers, not in vocalness. I'm not going to be that biased, big-headed twat, but they could be that team, and I think it's coming, you know. I'm starting to rethink my prediction for the playoffs.
To say that. Right, we'll find out. It's going to be a tasty end to our season, isn't it?
If it wasn't Blackburn in playoffs, Blackburn had beaten us 1-0 in final. If we nick second somehow, or don't finish in the playoffs, because that's just as likely as second.
We've got every chance to play Middlesbrough again in playoffs. Would you take Luton in playoffs?
No, because if
they've not even scored a goal past us.
They haven't, so what's going to happen in playoffs?
We're going to lose 3-0.
Exactly. If we're not involved in the playoffs, Luton are going up. If we are involved in the playoffs, Blackburn are going up.
What if Blackburn's not in the playoffs and we are?
Luton. At Wembley. Going back to Burnley at Wembley. Do you remember that?
Nope. I don't remember anything from Wembley's.
Obviously, team that Luton's just beaten, 1-0, Coventry. I think it's only fair that we get some Coventry opinions on that game and on how their season's going full stop. So we're going to go to Coventry fan Mark and get his thoughts.
Hi, good evening. My name's Mark Smith, Coventry City supporter from Sky Blue Fans TV. Just doing a sort of lowdown on the game against Sheffield United this Saturday. Basically, our season has been, you know, a really good season overall, better than what probably a lot of people expect it to be. Finishing 16th last season, I was, you know, really thinking another season just staying up would be a good season, but we've done better than that. Mid-table is probably about right for where we are this season. I think we've made a lot of improvements from last year. I think Hamer's played well. Victor Gyökeres, you know, scoring goals for us. At the back, I think Dom Hyam is having a very, very solid season, and Simon Moore has been a fantastic signing from Sheffield United, which goes without saying. He's been fantastic for us. Very agile in front of goal, good handling, and he's made some big saves for us this season. In terms of how we play, what to expect from Coventry this Saturday, we generally play, you know, a passing game. We play. We sort of, our formation varies really. We generally play like a box formation. Sometimes it's one up front with two sort of number 10s, sort of, you know, Callum O'Hare and Maatson. I think for this game on Saturday, I think we'll play two up front with O'Hare or possibly Waghorn. I'd imagine it'll be O'Hare. I think he'll be back to fitness and I think he'll start. But we generally play a passing game. We don't really play a direct style of football. We're quite, we like to play on the floor, sort of good one-touch football, very entertaining, very pleasing on the eye. It's the only frustration really is the fact that we just don't take our chances like we did against Luton, where we dominated the game possession-wise, and Luton scored from their only chance. So that's something we need to improve on. I think as far as Sheffield United goes, obviously you made a quite slow start to the season, but since the turn of the year with Paul Heckingbottom taking over as manager, you've had some very, very good results, and I think for me, I would say you're definitely favourites for the playoffs. I think Billy Sharp is a big danger for us. Very experienced Championship player. He's got a very good goal scoring pedigree. I also like Morgan Gibbs-White in midfield. I think he was at Wolves. He's going to be a very dangerous player. We have to look out for him certainly a lot. Confidence levels from our point of view, we've had 2 defeats in the trot, which is the first time that's happened this season. So I wouldn't say confidence is massively dented. We're quite a resilient side. The team spirit is generally is very good. I think in terms of the overall score, I think I'm going to go for 2-2. I think there will be goals in it from either side. I think Sheffield United haven't been as good away from home. We've not been in great form ourselves, but I think we can get something from this game, so I'm going to go for a draw.
One team, they won World Cup, they won the NFL, the Super Bowl, they won automatic promotion, Champions League when they snatched a 95th minute equaliser at Bramall Lane the other day. Nottingham Forest.
I thought you were going to say Sheffield Wednesday then.
No. This is Championship chatter, John. No, they've given it the big I am. Oh, you were lucky to get a draw. I mean, you nicked a 95th minute equaliser. We were lucky.
Looking back at it, I'm happy with draw.
I am happy with draw.
Forest were a better team.
They were, but
we should have finished the game off. We had the chances to finish.
We could have won that game 3-0 in that 10 minutes alone, but we didn't put his chances away.
Yeah, man, we could have also been 2-0 down at half time. So,
how many games did we get absolutely tonked and win 1 or 2-0 in Premier League? Or even in the Championship, that first time we went up. It's what I say, you didn't deserve that. We did deserve it because that's what we got. You didn't deserve it.
They was having a bad day.
Yeah. You didn't deserve that draw. We should have won. Well, if you should have won, why didn't you win? Results don't lie sometimes.
Nope.
But anyway, that aside, Forest fans are giving it the big I am. You know what? I think they're stalling. I think their charge is starting to stall, and I think they're starting to lose momentum.
We might have jinxed them. Well, especially me. I said last week they were looking awesome, and I could see them fighting for second spot actually. And yeah, they've it's on a little wobble as well, which we don't mind.
No, God no.
So it's an exciting race for playoffs, isn't it?
It is. I just want to look at more at Forest. They've got this cup run. They're obviously giving it. They're loving themselves at the minute. Is that cup run going to seriously mess up their chances of finishing strong in the Championship? A bit like Boro.
Yeah, I was about to say you could bring Boro into that as well. You won't think so. I mean, look at results that they've had in cup. You'd have thought with Boro beating Tottenham and Man U,
yeah,
they'd have proper spurred them on and think maybe gave them a bit too much confidence.
Playing devil's advocate, Sheffield United, Nigel Clough, FA Cup semi-final. What did we do in League One that season?
No.
We were fighting for playoffs, but we didn't get there, did we? Nottingham Forest and Boro. See some similarities there.
I'll take that.
All day long.
What would they rather do? What would you rather do? Win the cup? Or even have a trip to Wembley? Or would you rather get a playoffs and chance of promotion?
That's the thing, isn't it? As arrogant as it sounds, they're not going to win cup. Are they going to have a day out? Everybody's got a puncher's chance until you come up against Liverpool and Man City in final.
Yeah, true. I mean, but still, it's that cup final. He could get to final. I can't see him winning it, but if they get to cup final, what a day! Or what a statement for your club.
When you get to the cup final, there's always that 1 in a million chance, that lottery ticket win, or a 1-0 last minute winner, and upsetting the world of football and lifting that trophy above your head. 9 times out of 10, that's not how it goes. So would they trade the playoffs and a chance of promotion for a day out, essentially?
Could still be a day out at playoffs, though, couldn't it? Really?
It could be, but I don't think they've got the luxury of having both. I think whichever team does better in the FA Cup, if they do progress. The worst thing for other promotion rivals is Boro and Forest getting knocked out at Cup. We want them to get to the final because that helps every other team in that playoff picture. I want to look now at the relegation picture. We've discussed it time and time again. We already know he's down, Peterborough. Have Barnsley finally given up? Can we finally put the R next to him, all but mathematically?
I did say the loser of Derby Barnsley would be doomed for me, and I'm going to say the same. I think they were very unlucky overnight to concede last minute, but that's just another reason why they're down there.
Can Derby catch Reading?
Yes.
Do you think they will catch Reading? I know they can, but will they?
Yes.
You think it's going to be? Go on, give us your three. Just give us your three.
That's it. Reading instead of Derby.
Do you think it's just going to be Posh at bottom, then Barnsley, then Reading?
Yep.
That's your three.
That's my three. Sorry, Reading fans.
I think it's going to finish like this: Peterborough, Derby, Barnsley. I think Barnsley is going to have a resurgence and then go down on last day of the season. I hate to say it. There's other clubs that you usually could say, there's 3 or 4 clubs that's getting dragged in there, but they're in. There's not.
There's only Reading that can be caught now. I think there's 12 points difference. So
but that shows how competitive this division's been this season. I don't want to say as in quality wise, but just let's just go at everybody wise. Let's just fight for every game. Every team wants to beat every team this season, which is a rarity sometimes in Championship football. There's not been many teams going out playing for draws, has there?
No, who should go out and play for draws though?
Some certain teams do.
Especially when you're down at bottom as well. You've got to win, so you've got to go for it.
Looking at standout fixtures for the week, and 2 teams have been talking about in that relegation zone, Derby and Barnsley. And they're going to be facing the top 2 of Fulham and Bournemouth.
Come on, Derby.
Come on, Barnsley. That's what I'm saying.
I'm United cap on.
Well, let's be fair, if Barnsley beat Fulham, it doesn't affect us.
Well, no, we don't. That's what I mean. Come on, Derby.
Draw.
I'll take a draw.
Take a draw.
I mean, they've just failed to beat Peterborough at home.
Yeah.
They're confident. They've just lost against Preston before that.
Oh, God, no, because now you've got to make me root for Derby, and I don't want to.
Come on, Derby.
Come on, you Rams.
Woo. Sound like you're right, meant that.
Can we not just call the game off and award both teams no points? Nil point.
Hi, it's Kirk from Cherries with Army, the AFC Bournemouth fan channel on YouTube, and we've been asked to give a little contribution on the Championship and Bournemouth. And before a ball was kicked, we would have taken playoffs. That was the sort of feeling around the fan base. And as the season got into the first quarter, we were picking up points, not necessarily playing exceptionally well, but under a new manager, Scott Parker, we were winning games and picking up points, and unbeaten in 15 took us into the top 2, and at one stage had an 11-point gap on the playoffs, and we thought that we were just going to cruise to promotion if we continued ticking over. But we did get to a point where maybe teams were working us out. As I said, performances weren't great. I can probably only name about a handful of matches where we played well for 90 minutes. Apart from that, we've got our points on the board for barely playing for about 20-30 minutes and just being clinical in those stages. But we did hit a bit of a stumbling block around January, I believe, and we started to drop points, and then the chasing pack sort of caught us up a little bit. However, what I would say is that we've probably been fortunate that although the Championship is always a difficult league, it's been a league that's not completely punished us. And although we went through a spell of not picking up points, the teams in and around us weren't picking up almost every point, so it enabled us to still sort of stay ahead when we should have dropped all that out of those automatics convincingly, and we were still in touching distance, and that's where we sort of are now, really. We've just edged ourselves back into the top 2. We made some reinforcements in January. We were pretty busy on transfer deadline day, but unfortunately most of those players have come in and either been injured or not been able to break into the team or fit the mould of what Scott Parker's looking to do at Bournemouth. And we have won matches like we have done all season, but we lost at Preston. We dropped points against the bottom of the league, against Peterborough. And that's where our stumbling block and our Achilles heel has been all season, trying to break down teams that have a low block and are just happy to frustrate us. And if you speak to a lot of Bournemouth fans, we may look a bit silly from the outside because people look at us and go, look, you're in the top 2, what you moaning about? But it's been quite a hard watch for the Cherries fans. It's been difficult. Possession-based football that's been very slow, with lack of tempo in a lot of games. And we know that we've got creative players in this side. You could read them off. You've got the likes of Campwell. We've got Anthony, who's got 6 goals, 6 assists, something like that. We've got Ryan Christie, who hit the ground running when he came in. His form's been in and out. Dom Solanke's on 20 goals. Billings added 8 to 10 goals, trying to reel off some of those numbers there for you. We got the likes of Lerma that provides protection when he's available. Lewis Cook's come in recently and been a highlight for us, even through those games where we've dropped points. And our keeper, Mark Travers, who's, I think, the 3rd best goalkeeper from a clean sheet point of view in the Championship. So, look, we've got some decent numbers, but we're just not cutthroat enough when we need to be. And we've got some big games coming up in April, a busy fixture list as we go into the running, and we're going to have to hit all those teams that are in and around us, and it's going to be interesting because we've got games in hand at the moment, maybe put a bit of distance between us and 3rd, but we're not taking those chances at the moment. But I go back to the Championship and I just reiterate really that it is a horrible league. We didn't get out of it last season when we got relegated from the Premier League. And we thought that maybe we might have a quarter chance this season. And in fact, it's probably an even better chance than it was last season. So we need to get back on it. We need to find a way. And Scott Parker maybe needs to release the shackles a little bit of some of these creative players and let them play with a little bit more freedom, because we should be able to hurt teams when you look at our squad on paper, and we're just quite not doing that. But if we do get promoted, it's more than likely to be because the Championship around us has allowed it to happen more than us really taking us up to the Premier League through being clinical and ruthless. So that's where we are with Bournemouth. It's going to be touch and go. Whether we do get promoted, we'll have to wait and see, and maybe we might have to go through the playoff route again if we continue to drop points in the next few weeks. But that's our contribution from Bournemouth and the Championship. Thanks for having us.
Let's look at more objectively. It should be an away win for Fulham and an home win for Bournemouth.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Championship doesn't always work like that, does it?
Definitely not.
Give your predictions. Barnsley versus Fulham.
Oh, I can see Fulham scoring a hatful again.
Really?
Yeah.
1-0.
4-1.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Barnsley seem to start well at home and then let it then crumble in the last 15-20 minutes. I just think that at home they'll have a bit more about them. They'll take the lead and then Fulham will press and press and press. If you look at the stats on that game, I think it's going to be added Fulham not win 6-1.
Yeah, so it's going to be get an early goal, circle the wagons.
Yeah, 100%. As Agud Fernandes says, it will be circle the wagons,
yes,
back to the Alamo, retreat, but it'll end 1-0, and that's just my cheeky bet of the week. Put it on 1. Put it on.
Don't encourage people to bet, especially what he tells you to do.
Bournemouth v Derby. Oh, we want Derby to win. Bournemouth v Derby, again, common sense should say Bournemouth win.
I know, win 1-1.
Whoa!
1-1. They're on that little wobble and I think they're panicking, they're bottling it.
I think Derby's going to win 1-0. I don't want them to. I do want them to, because we want to go up. You know, I don't.
You leave Derby alone and just ask them to win for us. Not because we want them to win, they're probably not going to win.
Come on, you Rams. Derby will win 1-0. I think Tom Lawrence.
Your door friend will not be happy with that.
He won't, but he should know more than anybody. It's us of the hatred. Still don't like it. But no, Derby will win 1-0, Tom Lawrence. That's my little prediction. Interesting game. QPR, a team that were fighting to be up there, seem to have, a bit like Forest, seem to be struggling a bit. Did we think we'd be saying this at the beginning of the season? Playoff rivals.
Playoff rivals.
Luton v QPR. And it's a bigger game than you first imagine when you hear that fixture. It doesn't bring a sense of awe.
It's not one
or
that
excitement.
you look for, is it?
No.
But it's a big game for both as well.
It's a big game for a lot of teams in that list.
So,
Who'd have thought it?
I actually think Luton are going to go for it and win this one.
They're at home.
Another narrow victory, probably a 1-0, but that's how they've been playing, and that's why they're up there.
I think Luton are going to win 3-0.
3-0. They don't score many goals.
They don't. I think QPR are one of them teams that's, the more they get towards the end of the season, if things don't go their way, they start to crumble. I reckon it'll be a really tough 45 minutes, and then 0-0.
I've got to remember it's a derby as well.
Is it?
Well, they might like to think so.
It's a bit like calling Palace and Brighton a derby. It doesn't really work for the rest of the world. Luton v QPR, 45 minutes, 0-0. Luton get an early goal at second half, QPR crumble. 3-0 Luton.
You're proper loving Luton at the moment.
I am. I love a little underdog. As long as they don't do it at our expense, I love an underdog story. And I think all football fans deep down do.
Yeah.
That brings us neatly along to our weekly awards. Jonno, a little staple that we've put on Championship Chatter, something that we're trying to bring to the masses, because it's something that we talk about in the pub every week, innit? Oh, what a shock result that were.
Yeah.
What a twat he were, and all that kind of stuff.
We need some little medals now, we can pop along and pass it to them.
I'm not making medals. Okay. Anybody out there who's got some like gold Sharpie markers and some cardboard, send them in to P.O. Box.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's start with result of the week, and we're going to go to you, Jonno.
I'm with a Derby's result against Barnsley.
You had to go there, didn't you?
It was a huge win for him. A huge win. And like I said, the loser of that one is going to be doomed. So I think that's a great result for him. Well done.
Well done, Derby. Anyway, back to, good football. Result of the week, Sheffield United 4, Middlesbrough 1. I cannot. What a result that is for the playoffs, for drama, the returning gaffer.
Cheekiness,
just all of it. It was just a result you look at and just think, that's just a brilliant game of football. For a Blade fan, not a Boro fan, unfortunately.
And a good match to watch for neutral, probably, as well.
It just had everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
Shock of the week, Jonno.
Shock of the week, it's got to be Peterborough's result.
Yeah.
Away at Bournemouth.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go for the same one. And they should have won.
Yeah, I think they had the chances, didn't they?
Yeah. They led the game for so long. If it weren't for Bournemouth, fair play to Bournemouth for sticking at it. Some teams would have crumbled in that position.
I think they just had that bit more energy towards the end of the match, didn't they? And
well, they had to, because it would have really messed up their season if they had not at least gone for it.
They'll still be disappointed with that.
Of course they will. It'll feel that. We said the other day for Forest, a 1-1 felt like a win. Even though it were an equaliser, a late equaliser for Bournemouth, they won't have had that same jubilation Forest had, especially away at Peterborough. Yeah. Star of the week, who are you going for?
Fulham manager Marco Silva.
Good shout.
2 brilliant results, scoring 5 away from home again against Swansea. Joy to watch. He's just got him playing amazing.
Yeah, it's full throttle, it's attacking. He didn't have the best of times in his last job, but he's come here to prove a point. He's got a bit between his teeth, and my God, don't rest at Division know about it.
Exactly. It reminds me a bit of Leeds when they went up, actually. And what they're going to need to concentrate on, they're going to go up, so what they need to concentrate on is not conceding goals.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's downfall of most teams when they go up. But we're good at attacking, but just look at Brentford, very good at attacking, not so good defending. Yeah. Leeds, brilliant at attacking, shocking at defending. And I think Fulham need to concentrate on not conceding goals for next season, and they'll do really well.
I'm not going to agree with you on that one. I'm going to go for Luton player Elijah Adebayo. I'm going to continue the Luton loving.
Proper love fest for Luton.
I'm going to have to get a Kenilworth Road season ticket, aren't I?
Yeah. Where's Jonny at Bramall Lane? He's gone to Luton match.
I just think that he's putting in performances, he puts a shift in, and he got on that goal that takes him back into the playoff spots. I gave it to the Luton manager last week, I'm giving it to a Luton player this week. They keep surprising me, they keep surprising the rest of the division. And I'm starting to become a fan, not a supporter, not somebody who's going to follow him home and away, not change allegiances, but an outside admirer of a Luton town.
Is he in relation to Emmanuel?
Right, we're going to go for Div of the Week, Jonno.
Div of the Week, a few videos on social media shows you Middlesbrough fans giving a bit of stick to Ollie McBurney on sideline, because recently he's had his watches nicked from his home, so they're asking him what time it is and got no watches. And just in mid-chant like that, United score. McBurney turns around, just gives it large to him. I thought, yeah, you looked a right div now.
This isn't my div of the week, but just on that note, did you see that video clip of obviously United's 2-0 up? Boro fans, for some reason, think they're best fans in the world. They barely made a peep-all game. And if they did, it weren't loud enough for us to hear. But this is how loud they were. You could hear one bloke on his own. And there's a video of Bo coming into the backstage.
Oh, is it that one where he says it's all gone
quiet over there? Bear in mind, he's the only person you can hear. It's all gone quiet over. And before he can say there, Robinson nods it into the... So you're going to say Boro fans are the
Boro
dibs of the
fans,
week?
I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed watching United.
Nah, cough home. I'm going to go reverse of yours. And I'm going to say Ollie McBurney.
What?
Ollie McBurney is my div of the week.
For what? No, I know what you're going to say now, actually.
He's the only player on that pitch who were able to tackle Morgan Gibbs-White. The only player on the pitch that could tackle Gibbs-White. He gets tackled by his own shuffling player. I know, he should have given us a free kick. Ollie, rate tackle, son. Wrong team.
Even Rob were like, I can't defend him like that.
You know what?
He proper loves like...
I've said it again, I'd love to go out for a pint with McBurney. Great character, great lad. Football-wise, do we need a new kit man? I'd love the guy, and I defended him for so long, football-wise. But it's come to a stage now where I'd love him as a, I'd love him as a character.
When you pay £20 million for a striker,
that's the thing.
Who has not scored a goal for 35 games, that is shocking.
It is. I can't help but like him, just not on pitch. He's a likeable character, but not so much a likeable footballer. Especially when if he'd have done that when it were 0-0 or we were 1-0 down attacking and going for an equaliser, there'd have been uproar. Just the fact that we were 4-1 up. I think you can see on our vlog over on the Shoreham View.
We'll get that one in there.
Get that one in there. You can see as soon as he does that, you're in stitches up back at Cop. Because at 4-1 up, you can see the funny side, can't you?
I wouldn't bother looking at Rob's face. Anyway, enough about United.
No, but Ollie McBurney gets my div of the week. It's a lovable div of the week. Final thoughts this week. It's a big week, innit, for everybody in Championship.
It's getting to that stage now. I mean, when it gets to the start, Easter part, that's when that's it. It's the big stage.
We're getting down to business now, aren't we? We are. Want to mention, on the Pitch Football app, go and have a game of foreplay. Everybody loves a bit of foreplay. The joy about foreplay is, it's a free way of betting, essentially. And there's prizes up for grab. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight, but there's a chance to top that leaderboard and win some prizes. Who don't love a cheeky prize?
Who don't love a free bet?
Exactly. We would normally do Championship fixtures, with this being Championship chatter. We'd pick some Championship fixtures that are available on foreplay. But we've done most of that this week anyway by predicting during the video. So we're going to have a look at 4 Premier League fixtures, and we're just going to show you how easy it is. Jonno, Brighton v Liverpool, win, lose or draw? For who?
Liverpool win.
Liverpool win. Man U v Spurs?
Draw.
Chelsea v Newcastle?
Draw.
Leeds v Norwich?
Leeds.
Easy as that. Don't have to pick the score, don't have to pick anything. Go on foreplay, on the app, pick your results from 4 games, Premier League or Championship, and you could win a prize.
It's like a free hacker.
It's like a free hacker. But you don't have to put any money down. Of course you don't have to put any money down.
That's why it's a free hacker, you dickhead.
He's going to put that in and all. I bet he don't cut that. I bet you leave that in, don't you? There's a guy called Liam who's top of the leaderboard, and I think he's been there since the beginning of time itself. So everybody will go and have a game on foreplay. Everybody pick it, everybody win, and let's get Liam off the top of the leaderboard. He's had far too many prizes. I want some prizes. I had fruit toys out of pram there, didn't I?
Definitely.
Anyway, good luck with your hackers. Good luck for the weekend, unless you play Sheffield United, Coventry.
Enjoy.